Hello viewers, well I'm in Italy for the MXGP. You can see here all the bikes going around on the parade lap ready for the race that's coming up, and of course MXGP 3 won our best bike game of the year on the recent Team VV Awards. We're back now to check out the future of the series, MXGP Pro. We'll see what that's all about later in this video, and I'll be checking out some of the racing action as well. But let's see first what we've got in store coming up in the video.
I'm Andrea Judice, marketing manager at Milestone, working on MXGP Pro. MXGP Pro is the new chapter of the MXGP franchise, and this year we wanted to do something different. So we didn't want to do MXGP 4, we wanted to change something and go towards what our fans ask. And so we wanted to take the path of realism. So basically we changed the mood of the game, it became MXGP Pro, and we added a whole new layer to the game, which is basically this Pro thing which will allow you to set up the bike in every single particular and detail. And you will feel the difference when you set up the bike, when you go on track. And we have added a new physics to the riders and to the bike. So we added a lot of animations and a lot of reactions they can have depending on how they land on the terrain, how the terrain is deformed, etc. So we wanted everything to be more realistic, and to achieve that we wanted to work with some real pro riders. And so in the end we decided to work side by side with Antonio Cairoli, Tim Geiser and Gauthier Paulin. So all three of them are basically giving us advices on how to make the game look and feel more realistic. So they've already had some chats with our designers. They will come to our office in the next few weeks, and they are really helpful in explaining us what to do to make the game really feel as a game for pro riders. Everything I'm saying anyway is on top of the rest of the game. So basically you can play the game as if you are playing MXGP 2 or 3, so the typical way of how MXGP works. And where we have added on top all these pro things, so it means you can choose if you want to play like always, or you want to try the new pro thing and see if you can be a real pro rider. We are also putting into the game a big compound area, which basically includes a lot of trainings that you can try to learn the physics and the new techniques. So we don't want the people to just find an obstacle in trying to play the new game. We are basically taking them hand by hand and teaching them how to use the new pro physics. So the compound area will be key for this. So it's a big area where you can free roam around, but also you will be able to make all these trainings and try to improve and improve. Since we wanted to give this change in the feeling of the game, we wanted that to be visible since the beginning, let's say, and so from the cover of the game and from the name of the game. So MXGP 4 would have mean we are going in the same direction. MXGP Pro means we have changed something, and Pro, we think, really includes in a single word what we are trying to do here. So that's the reason why we decided to change also the name of the game in some way. MXGP Pro is being released on June 29th on PS4, Xbox One and PC.
So viewers, that was a brief bit of information there from Andrea, just going through the key points on MXGP Pro. Of course, new bike setup system will be key. There's a lot more details there in setting up your bike, and of course a real physics, a real approach in terms of the physics. I want to go for a real life feeling to the physics, and of course that will mean manual whips and scrubs. It's going to be quite tricky to do. The version we saw at the show was very early. It's not in a position to show to the general public yet. It was really just there for display purposes and to have it at the event really along with the riders and get the announcement out there. Certainly on my experience though, it's very tricky. It's sort of very challenging, I will say, at this stage, and I think you really do need to understand the course more. You know, you can't just overdo a jump and land and expect to get away with it. It's all about going to be keeping your bike nice and low, knowing when to use those scrubs, really getting them accurate so you can keep the bike in the sort of right amount of height where you want it through the air, really keeping control of your bike. and that's going to take time to really learn and understand each and every course in the game. You're not going to just be able to go on a course and ride it if you want to set it to the pro settings. Having said that, I did find it very intuitive at this stage, so certainly there's a lot more in terms of the bike movement feeling a bit more loose, but we really do need to wait till there's a later build before we can, you know, understand where the game's going to be in terms of its final look and feel. But either way, certainly there's a lot of work going into differentiating the game in terms of the graphical feel and in terms of the physics as well. And also they're working on sort of the rider movements, and you'll see various improvements coming to the animation, of which not everything may be in place yet on this very early development build. So that's it for MXGP Pro. Of course, elsewhere we had the MXGP that was taking place, and I've got a few little shots of that as well. And you know, I will just say the scenery was fantastic, and I've got another brief blog which may or may not go up actually, just about MXGP and what it was like at the event, but we just see if we can put that up. But that's it for the game so far. Okay viewers, so that concludes our look at MXGP Pro today. Obviously we've got some over-the-shoulder gameplay of the riders actually playing the game. We'll have hopefully some clips of direct feed in here as well, and then as the game develops we'll no doubt get some more footage for you guys and give you some feedback. Let us know what you'd like to see in a future MXGP title, what you think of what you've seen so far. Certainly it seems to be developing nicely, and Milestone seem to be very pleased with the development, and also their development of the Unreal 4 engine. Not a lot to say about it at the moment. This is very, very early code that we've been seeing here today. Certainly not representative of even of a preview at this stage, and there isn't much time. Game's due to be released at the end of June, so certainly they've got their work cut out in bringing it all together. But they've done it before, I'm sure they'll do it again. And from me here at the MXGP circuit in Italy, it's been a great day here today, and I look forward to testing the game further in the coming weeks and months. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.